All right, welcome everyone. Today is day 95, and this is a special health report for the Plazm protocol. This isn't just another day. This is the day after the single biggest stress test in the protocol's entire history. The results are in, and honestly, they're pretty remarkable. So let's dive in and break down exactly what went down.
But first, you know the drill. We have to get the mandatory disclaimer out of the way. Just a reminder, all of this content is for educational purposes. It is not financial advice. Please always do your own research.
I want you to just look at this number for a second. Negative 1.5%. In a vacuum, it doesn't seem like much. It's just a small dip. But context, well, context is everything. Because that number, that represents the total price movement through day 94, a day that saw a release of over 733,000 tokens. It was the absolute peak of the storm, the moment of maximum pressure. And that little drop is all it could manage. So the headline for day 95 is really simple, but it's profound. Day 94 has been survived. The protocol faced its biggest test ever, and, well, it passed with flying colors. Let's take a quick look at the vitals. As of today, day 95, the Plazm price is holding strong at around 5 cents, and E-share is just over $11. Now, when you consider that over 733,000 tokens were just unlocked, these tiny percentage changes aren't just stable, they are a massive victory. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. How on earth did this happen? How did all that potential sell pressure lead to such a tiny price move? Well, let's break down what I'm calling the Great Wall of Absorption. This was the scale of the challenge. Over 733,000 tokens unlocked. An enormous wave of potential supply that could have hit the market all at once. So the crucial question is, where did it all go? I mean, if it didn't crash the price, it had to be absorbed somewhere else. So let's follow the tokens. Okay, now this is where it gets really fascinating. Of that entire 733,000 token release, only 110,000 were actually added to the liquid float, the tokens available for sale. That means the protocol's defense systems just ate up the rest. You can see right here on the chart, over 55,000 were permanently burned. Another 50,000 were actually added to staking by believers, and 21,000 went into deepening the liquidity pools, which act like these great shock absorbers for the price. And this right here is the key takeaway. It all adds up to an 85% absorption rate. 85% of the peak pressure was completely neutralized before it could ever hit the open market. That wasn't luck, that was the design. The system worked perfectly. But the protocol didn't just defend, it actually went on the offense. This pressure test left behind some beautiful battle scars in the form of permanent supply destruction, and it pushed the protocol right past a major milestone. As of today, 9% of the total Plazm supply has now been permanently burned. That's over 423,000 tokens that can never be sold, can never be staked, they're just gone forever. And that makes every other token just that much more scarce. And here's the real proof of that anti-fragile design, right? The idea that the system gets stronger under stress. During the peak pressure of the last 2 days, the burn rate actually sped up, destroying over 55,000 tokens. The downward pressure was literally used as fuel to strengthen the protocol by destroying supply even faster. It's incredible. So now that the peak is behind us, let's take a quick look at the state of the treasury and the overall supply. How's the protocol looking after weathering that massive storm? The distribution is still incredibly strong. The liquid or sellable supply only makes up about 44% of the total. That means the majority, 56%, is still considered protected supply. It's either locked in staking, it's providing liquidity, or it's been permanently burned. Now, check this out. While the price was under all that pressure, the yield engine wasn't just surviving, it was actually growing. The vault value, our core treasury, maintained its all-time high. The protocol actually added 95 bonds during the storm, which means it was buying its own liquidity, making itself stronger for the long term. And those buy pools, our first line of defense, are still active with over $42,000 ready to go. Okay, so that was the battle. Now let's talk about the road ahead. Because, after you climb the highest mountain, the path forward starts to look a whole lot flatter. The pressure is officially fading. This slide says it all. Really, yesterday's release was over 733,000 tokens. Today's, under 198,000.
That is a staggering 73% drop in pressure in just 24 hours. The peak is definitively in the rearview mirror.
And that trend is just going to continue. As you can see, the daily releases keep going down from here. We've conquered the peak, and now we're just on the downslope, heading right back towards normalization. Full normalization, with daily releases back down around 67,000 tokens, is just 23 days away. The message is crystal clear. The worst of the storm has passed.
So let's go ahead and render a final verdict on this historic event. The Day 94 stress test is complete, the results are in, and the protocol is officially battle-tested.
Let's just run through the victory checklist here. Did the price hold against a massive release? Check. Did the protocol's burns actually speed up under pressure? Check. Did staking, incredibly, grow during the event? Check. Did the core defense mechanisms work? Oh yeah, big check there. Did the yield engine scale? Check. And most importantly, was the whole anti-fragile design validated in live fire? Absolutely. Check. So I'll leave you with this summary. Day 94 came. 733,000 tokens, 1.5% price drop, 9% burned. The final boss has fallen. The protocol emerged stronger. The worst is behind us.
And as always, please remember this is not financial advice. Never invest more than you can afford to lose, and always do your own research before making any financial decisions. Thanks for tuning into this special update.